Today, we will delve together into the world of mysterious creatures and strange phenomena that science has not yet been able to explain. Before we begin, I want to pose a question. Do you believe that right now, somewhere on Earth, there could be creatures that science has never known about? Large, strange creatures beyond our imagination? If your answer is no, think again. Did you know that in 1938, scientists discovered the blue whale, the largest creature to ever exist on our planet? So what else might be hiding in the deep forests, vast oceans, or even right beneath our feet? Join me as we embark on a journey to explore mysteries that have puzzled scientists and stirred human imagination for centuries. Part 1. Bigfoot, forest dweller or just a legend? Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a creature described as having a human-like shape, but much larger, with thick fur covering its entire body. Did you know that since 1951, when giant footprints were discovered on Mount Everest, the Bigfoot story has become a global phenomenon? But does Bigfoot really exist? Let's examine the evidence. First, we have the footprint. Many unusually large footprints have been found in various parts of the world, especially in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. These footprints are usually about 40 to 45 centimeters long, twice the size of a normal adult human foot. This has led many to believe they belong to a large, unknown creature. Next, we have eyewitnesses. Thousands of people from around the world claim to have seen Bigfoot. They describe a large creature, walking upright, with thick fur and a distinctive odor. These stories come from various sources, from hikers, hunters, to research. Interestingly, despite cultural and geographical differences, descriptions of Bigfoot are quite consistent. Finally, we have videos and images. There are many films and photos purported to capture images of Bigfoot. Perhaps the most famous is the Patterson-Gimlin film from 1967, showing a gorilla-like creature walking across a rocky riverbed in California. Although many people consider this a hoax, there are still those who believe it is authentic evidence of Bigfoot's existence. However, scientists remain skeptical. They point out that there is no reliable physical evidence, such as bones, hair, or DNA. In the age of modern technology and mobile phone cameras, why don't we have a clear photo of Bigfoot? This leads many to believe that Bigfoot is just a myth. So how do we explain the Bigfoot reports? An interesting theory suggests that Bigfoot could be an undiscovered large primate species, possibly a descendant of Gigantopithecus, giant ape species that went extinct about 100,000 years ago. Gigantopithecus is thought to have been up to 3 meters tall and weighed up to 540 kilograms, quite fitting the description of Bigfoot. But if so, why haven't we found any recent fossils of them? Another hypothesis is that Bigfoot reports could be due to misidentification of other large animals like standing bears. In poor lighting conditions or from a distance, a standing bear could look like a large humanoid creature. This could explain some, but not all Bigfoot reports. Did you know an interesting fact? In some U.S. states, hunting Bigfoot is illegal, even though there's no conclusive evidence of its existence. For example, in Skamania County, Washington, killing Bigfoot could result in a fine of up to $100,000 and 5 years in prison. This shows how deeply the belief in Bigfoot's existence has penetrated culture and even law in some places. Hey, I have a question for you. If you happen to encounter Bigfoot in the forest, what would you do? Run away, try to take a photo, or attempt to communicate with it. Think carefully. This isn't just an interesting hypothetical question, but one that many Bigfoot researchers have had to face. They often prepare specific plans for Bigfoot encounters, including sample collection and safe behavior protocols. Part 2. The Loch Ness Monster. Surviving dinosaur or just an illusion? Now let's move on to another equally famous mystery, the Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie. The story of a giant creature living in Loch Ness in Scotland has existed since the 6th century, when St. Columba was said to have encountered it. However, modern interest in Nessie began in 1933, when a couple claimed to have seen a giant creature wading across the lake's surface. But how could such a large creature exist in a freshwater lake without being detected? Let's examine some factors. First is the size of the lake. Do you know how long Loch Ness is? It's 23 miles long, 1 mile wide, and up to 800 feet deep at its deepest point. This means the lake has enough space to hide a large creature. Second is the turbidity of the water. The water in Loch Ness is very dark and murky, making underwater observation difficult. This could explain why we don't have clear underwater photos of Nessie. And finally, the temperature. The lake water is cold year-round, which could be suitable for a cold-blooded creature. This fits with the hypothesis that Nessie could be an ancient marine reptile species. Some scientists have hypothesized that Nessie could be an ancient marine reptile like a plesiosaur that survived the Cretaceous period. Plesiosaurs were an extinct group of marine reptiles with long necks and large bodies, quite fitting many descriptions of Nessie. But is this feasible? How could a population large enough to sustain the species live in a relatively small freshwater lake for millions of years? Another interesting theory suggests that Nessie reports could be due to misidentification of natural phenomena like standing waves or familiar animal species like the Wells catfish, a giant catfish that can grow up to 4 meters long. Under certain lighting conditions and viewing angles, these phenomena could look like a large creature moving on the water surface. Hey, I have a small quiz for you. Do you know how many official expeditions have been organized to search for Nessie since the 1930s? I'll give you 4 choices. A, 5, B, 15, C, 25, or D, more than 50. What's your guess? Correct answer is D. There have been more than 50 official expeditions, using everything from divers to submarines and modern sonar equipment. Impressive, isn't it? One of the most recent and comprehensive searches was the environmental DNA survey conducted in 2018. Scientists took water samples from across Loch Ness and analyzed the DNA of all living things in it. The results showed no signs of any large reptile species or unexplainable DNA. However, they did find a large amount of eel DNA, leading to the hypothesis that some Nessie sightings could be due to seeing large eels. Nevertheless, the legend of Nessie continues to exist and attract public interest. Each year, thousands of tourists flock to Loch Ness hoping to catch a glimpse of the legendary monster. This has turned Loch Ness into a famous tourist destination, bringing significant economic benefits to the area. Part 3. Chupacabra, blood-sucking monster or just wild dog? Now, let's move on to another mysterious creature with a more recent origin. Chupacabra. You know what Chupacabra means? In Spanish, Chupacabra means goat sucker. The first reports of it appeared in Puerto Rico in the 1990s, and since then, this legend has spread throughout Latin America and even North America. Chupacabra is described as a creature about the size of a small dog, with gray skin, no fur, and a row of spines along its back. It is said to attack livestock and suck their blood dry, leaving animal carcasses with small wounds on the neck. Sounds scary, doesn't it? But does the Chupacabra really exist? Let's examine some factors. First is the geographical distribution. Reports of Chupacabra have spread from Puerto Rico to Mexico, the United States, and even Russia. This makes many people skeptical, because how could an animal species be so widely distributed without being discovered? Second is the inconsistent description. Descriptions of Chupacabra vary significantly between reports. In Puerto Rico, it's often described as an upright creature with glowing red eyes, while in Mexico and the southern United States, it's often described as looking like a hairless dog. Finally, there's a lack of physical evidence. No specimen has been confirmed to be a Chupacabra. Although many Chupacabra carcasses have been found, most have been identified as known animal species. Scientists have offered some plausible explanations for this phenomenon. One of the most common explanations is about wild dogs with mange. Many Chupacabra carcasses found were actually carcasses of wild dogs with severe mange, causing them to lose fur and have a strange appearance. Mange can also make animals aggressive and attack livestock, which fits reports of Chupacabra behavior. Another explanation relates to the coyote. This is a species that looks quite similar to descriptions of Chupacabra, especially when they have mange. Coyotes also tend to attack livestock, which could explain reports of livestock being killed. In addition, psychologists have put forward theories about mob psychology. When a legend begins to spread, people tend to interpret what they see according to that legend. This could explain why Chupacabra reports suddenly increased after this legend appeared. Did you know an interesting fact? The word Chupacabra was added to the Oxford English Dictionary in 2016. Defined as a mythical creature reputed to suck the blood of livestock and goats. This shows the powerful impact of this legend on popular culture. Hey, I have a question for you. If Chupacabra really existed, what do you think it could be the result of? Natural mutation, leaked genetic experiment, or even an alien creature? Think about it and share your opinion. Part 4. UFOs and Aliens. Visitors from the stars or just misunderstanding. Finally, let's discuss one of humanity's greatest mystery, UFOs and aliens. Are we alone in this universe? Or have there been advanced civilizations observing us? Since the Roswell incident in 1947, when an unidentified flying object was said to have crashed in New Mexico, thousands of UFO reports have been recorded worldwide. What does all this mean? Let's examine some factors. First is the scale of the universe. The universe has billions of galaxies. Each galaxy has billions of stars. Possibility of life existing elsewhere is very large. This is expressed through the Drake equation, formula estimating the number of civilizations capable of communication in our galaxy. However, we also face the Fermi paradox. If there are so many possibilities for extraterrestrial life, why haven't we found clear evidence yet? This is a question that scientists are still trying to answer. Scientists have offered many explanations for UFO reports. Some suggest they could be natural phenomena. Many UFO reports can be explained by astronomical or meteorological phenomena, such as meteors, ball lightning, or lenticular clouds. Others suggest they could be aircraft and satellites. Many unidentified flying objects are actually aircraft, satellites, or weather balloons. However, there are still some cases that are difficult to explain, and recently the US government has released some information about unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP. This has sparked many debates about the possibility of aliens and unknown advanced technology. Hey, I have a small quiz for you. Do you know how many civilizations capable of communication in our galaxy the Drake equation estimates? A10, B100, C1000, or D10,000? Actually, depending on the values used, estimates can range from a few dozen to thousands of civilizations. That's an amazing number, isn't it? The issue of UFOs and aliens is not just a scientific topic, but also has a profound impact on our culture and society. From movies, books to music, the idea of extraterrestrial life has become an integral part of popular culture. This reflects human longing and imagination about mysterious things beyond our understanding. Conclusion. After exploring these mysteries, we still have more questions than answers. Do these mysterious creatures really exist? Or are they just products of rich human imagination, nurtured by fear of the unknown and the desire to explore? And now, I want to end this program with a small challenge for you. In the coming week, take time to carefully observe the environment around you. It could be when you're walking in the park, when you're looking up at the night sky, or even when you're in your own home. Ask yourself, is there anything you've never noticed before? Is there anything unusual or difficult to explain? Don't rush to conclusions. Write down your observations and share them with friends or on social media. I guarantee you'll be surprised to see that the world around us still has many mysteries waiting to be discovered. Remember, every great discovery begins with a simple question. What's this? So never stop questioning, never stop being curious, and never stop exploring. Because as Carl Sagan, the famous astronomer, once said, somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known.